it says live there, it says starting there, it says, there's two live things, but there's a starting ... So are we really live? Or is Google just keeping us in suspense?
I see it as live now.
You see it as live. I guess I'm just going to reload quickly. Let's just try that.
Hello again.
Yeah, see, it now says, okay. Yeah, I think there's like a live, and then there's also like a stream, and anyway, now it says this Hangout on Air is live. So here we are. It is a Wednesday. It is the Martin Fowler Scrum. It is Sam and Piotr. We are here. What has been happening with me? Yesterday, lots of updates to the static site and the blog, or little minor fixes. So that's already just showed us Charles in about 3/4 of an hour. Then, yeah, kind of the MOOC has gone live. I've gone with saying, yep, you will need to do the pair programming to pass the course. We will see how that goes down. Starting to have lots of chats with different people about bits and things of that. That's new TAs and so on. We've also we had Ken Shinji trying to get set up with local support in Cloud9. He is now set up and having various chats and things. There was Nabil who's trying to get set up with website 1 in Cloud9, and so we were finding I got some feedback from Cloud9 about they've got this like fork bomb process that's killing bundler and so on. I'm blocked against the same thing that I was blocked when I previously kind of like in a half-assed sort of way tried to install website 1 on Cloud9, which is basically about getting the Postgre to work. So that's a little bit of a block for me that I might like to discuss with you, because I think it's something that maybe you have got to work. I've got various solutions, and now if it's blocking other people, then I kind of need to get to the bottom of it. Yes, and that's my update. Really, local support meeting with the clients tomorrow. Oh, we had the kickoff yesterday, which of course you were there for. Anyway, yes, how are things going with you?
So I in the night I just tried to refactor things.
Yeah, you did very well. Excellent, great work.
Yeah, I have just a small problem. I think it's because it's like throwing this method and result between controller and view, and that's why something is not working. But that's just a slight problem. Maybe if you have like 5 minutes after Scrum, so maybe you could help me not to spend too much time on this.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
And and nothing happened between. I was on the meeting of Ruby. That's why I had to go, but nothing more happened between kickoff and today.
There we go. Well, that makes it sound like we're pretty coordinated. Well, let's call that the Scrum for the time being. I wonder if so let me just show you the thing that I'm working on, and then we can look at the thing that you're talking about there. What I've just been doing is this is website 1, and I was just trying to get like my previous notes on getting Cloud9, website 1 set up into the proper documentation thing. But so you've got local support running on Cloud9. Is that your main development area, right? Cloud9.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so have you? That's for some reason website. No. Have you? I mean, and did you just run through the process again in order to get to check for Ken Shinji? Yeah. So the main thing that
Hello, Puneet.
Hey, Puneet. Basically is that, but so presumably you've got the Postgre is all working for you on Cloud9.
Yes.
And I guess the key thing for me is to know. I mean, I've got like all these different suggestions for like what's the way to get it set up, and all of them seem somewhat convoluted. And I've tried 1 or 2 in the past, but not put too much effort into it. So I'd just like to nail down the way to do this. Let's just check in with Puneet. Piotr and I have done our thing. Anything to report from your end?
Yes, so I tried to work with Nabil yesterday on the website 1 setup on Cloud9. Okay?
Yes.
And the thing that I'm seeing on the screen is the same error that I got yesterday. I think it has to do something with the encoding mismatch between the database and config file. So I remember doing some steps to change the encoding, and this issue got resolved. So I was able to connect to database, but I think I need to document those issues. So today I'll be working on completing the setup of C9 for website.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I've been working on it too, so maybe we might actually look at it very briefly together. Piotr's got some things to look at, local support. I guess also Piotr he's regularly got local support working on C9, so maybe we just have a little look at this together. For some reason, my RubyMine has crashed, which is annoying, because I was just, which I'm going to quit it, I was just like adding documentation there on the process.
I had also this error sometime, not yesterday, but I had this error. So
yeah,
it's about template of the Postgres.
Yes, true.
So it seems to me that there's two errors. I mean, once you've got the Postgres server running, right? The first error that you can encounter is that it says peer authentication failed for user Postgres, right? Because we've got the username is default to Postgres. Now we can simply change that to Ubuntu. And then we get down to the second error, which is the encoding problem. So what I would like to avoid doing, if possible, is I don't want people changing the database YAML file and then accidentally checking it back in. That's not ideal. I mean, we basically have. I mean, there is this Stack Overflow post, which the person is trying to do here. I guess that they actually specifically mentioned SQL ASCII in there. If I go back to Cloud9 here, yeah, I mean, I guess actually, so if we were to switch this to Ubuntu and to this person's, I don't know, there, that even then just run, per se, or will I break it by doing it with the wrong? I was, but you know, I don't want, whether that would work or not. As I say, I don't want people editing the database YAML file if they can avoid it. But so this setup here, like the one that's got the most hits is this one, where again here they're editing the database YAML, which I'm not a big fan of. But like, so for example, Piotr, if you look at your Cloud9 website for local support, what do you have the database set at? What's the username for the database you have there? And feel free to share
YAML?
Yeah, in the database YAML.
Let me see. So Postgres.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Yes. And so, do you remember the steps that you needed to go through in order to get that working there?
You know, now I'm not sure when I got this error, but now yesterday I didn't have this error.
Yeah. So
it was
when you went through in local support, that error didn't occur at all.
No. I just followed all the steps. I updated just a bit.
Yeah. Let's have a look at
and I didn't encounter this error.
Yes. And I wonder if that's related to. Is that related to a gem that we're using that we need to update? So if we have a look at the local support wiki and installation notes, we've got our C9 install notes, and it all needs sorting out. Yeah, so I've done this. Right, I've had to do some of those things, and then okay, so but then we've got this. So and presumably you did this as well.
Yeah, so this is, I think, the fix.
Okay, so maybe. Right. Goodness. Okay. So maybe it's just a question of doing these things. So the steps there. That one. Okay. So this is what we need. This is where it's critical to have the cross-project communication because something that. So I've already started it. I guess there. I assume what needs to happen is it needs to be stopped, and it needs to be stopped and started.
You can just write restart.
Right. Sorry. Yes. Should have done. And then, so now, and okay, and then we've got Oh no, okay, there's a restart there as well. So okay, I should. I guess.
I'm not sure why it's like different here. This you have to write the whole directory, but I did it like it is here.
Yeah, well, I guess it's like, again, it's a bit like being a magic user, again, from Dungeons & Dragons. You get these magic spells, and you change little small incantations at your peril. I was just trying. Go on.
Sometimes when it works, I just don't want to change it.
Yes, indeed. It's an interesting world. Oh, I was also going to do is so there's that there control. Oh, I want to get up my Ruby where I've been putting in the documents. Okay, so then can we run here the rate DB setup? And if that works, I will be very pleased. Let's see. And if Ruby comes up, I will also be quite pleased. Yeah. So I was just trying to write here. You know, the sequence of activities that seems to be needed for website 1, that's thinking about it. And so we have this, we've got this additional, I mean, and how many other of these other steps we will potentially need. But what I'm doing here, Puneet, is I'm working on so this will need to have to come before the starting the database server, I assume. Is I will put this up, and maybe Puneet, you can work with this this pull request, or you know, take a fork of it or something. But so what have we got here? There's this. We tab that in. I mean, I would have thought that this should work like this. I don't know if I want to change it around. Well, maybe we will experiment with doing it. I guess we no. I guess what it is, we maybe have to start the service once in order to then do this operation, and then we have to restart. That would make sense. And so that step wouldn't be necessary. Then we okay. Oh, we lost Puneet. Well, let's have a look. Oh, look at that! Look! Woo! 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 Yeah! There you go. Right, that's what these scrums are all about. Okay, so that's that ish. I mean, the interesting thing there will, of course, be. I assume then can we just do? I'll just click off spec in the background and see what happens. There may be other sorts of issues, but if I just git commit -am adds various what's it called? What have we got? We've got various Postgre fixes. We've got it working, Puneet.
Nice.
161. There may be other issues to come up with, but so if you have a look, there's a pull request on website 1, which has got the document, and this is also sort of showing. This is showing kind of how what I would like to move with a lot of things is that, you know, we want to have documentation being going into the docs directory so that it can be, you know, we can sort of approve changes to it and this, that, and the other. So
we just, in fact, I need to copy it and a bit change the how you call it, format of it, and just make pull requests of C9, for example.
Yes, indeed. Well, in fact, the formatting is potentially the same because the things that we have in the wiki, this, if you go into edit, is Markdown. It's just the same stuff. I mean, I've noticed that we do have versions in the C9, and you can roll back. I think it's the wikis just tend to get messy very quickly. I don't know. We'll see if this improves things. But so there, yeah, it's busy, and I've started to write. It's thinking about it. So
the one thing is that at the beginning I didn't know the wiki was there, and I didn't know how to use it. So
yeah,
I was just looking for files in the repo to do that.
Yeah, well, that's probably good. I think that's the way that we want to go. I've noticed some other open source projects have moved in that direction. They used to have their documents in the wiki, and they've moved them into the docs section, and you just have the wiki point there, and I think that's the way to go. So well, hopefully that's a good step forward there. That's running nicely. Shall we just have a quick look at Piotr? Do you wanted to look at your pull?
Yeah.
What did you want to look at?
I can share my screen.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Because probably I could find some solution, but it's like a really a small thing, and I'm afraid that I will spend a lot of time on it.
Oh, sure. No, let's have a look.
So for now after this change, everything works, but it's like without commas between them. And I try to. Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen. Yes, it's missing.
So I tried to. It was the same approach that I had before. But I tried many different things with that. So I had this like that with the before state, before refactoring, and it was working.
Yes.
But now I have like this helper method.
Yeah, render link categories. Yes.
It takes me to the other this module.
Yes.
And then when I was trying to buy back from here, then in fact from here I cannot see the array of links. I can see just array of new lines. I don't know why, but it seems that it doesn't. This link to is not getting back to here. And I cannot, because of that, it doesn't work if I put join here. And it doesn't work if I put join here. So I'm not sure how should I now change it to make it work.
Yes. Well, and I guess that if you go back to the, I mean, so it's still approximately the code that's in the pull request. Yes, and that's over here, and I'm just bringing up the code on my own side as well. But yeah, go back to sharing your screen. I think you're obviously you can make changes in there. I mean, I think the interesting thing to look here is that it's line 41. I mean, so if you look at line 41, you can see at the beginning it's got like the less than symbol, the percentage, and then the equal, right?
Yeah.
And so in the ERB, that equal means that that line is going to be kind of presented. It's going to be actually displayed in the view. The 42, I mean, you've got this loop happening, but if you look on 42, it's got the without the equal sign. Basically means that nothing is going to be kind of added there. So
but if I add it, then there is a syntax error.
Yeah, because you don't want to be printing that out. I mean, really, in this situation, I mean, it's an argument. Do we particularly want the commas? I mean, you could put a comma at the end of line 41, right? At the very end of line 41.
Yeah, but then I would have
then you would have a trailing comma.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's a question about having. I mean, the way that the templating language is set up there is it's not creating the list and then displaying it. It's sort of displaying using line 41. It's displaying each link individually, and so that you can't quite use the same mechanism to insert the joins. I mean, I guess if we go back to the interface, the thing that we can sort of say, I mean the web page, like where you were just showing before how like here. That's funny. It looks like there's a comma after arts and after heritage. Oh no, that's right, because there's some.
Because it's one link. Yeah.
It's a single thing, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So that's an interesting question there. I would sort of like commas in lists of links in ERB.
But then it was working before, you know, in my previous pull with my previous commit. When I had it here.
Yeah, but that was when you didn't have the helper, right? In the previous one. And that was when it was. Want to go back to the previous code and show me?
Like.
Yeah.
No, it was here. It's just the test. So yeah, it was like that, and then it was working.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. You had it working there. And what was the difference then? Here, okay, so that's funny because I wouldn't have expected that to work on. Look at it, because but so no, what you're doing here, you're collecting them through, and then you're putting. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I'm surprised that would be work there, because I would have thought that it didn't. There is a Stack Overflow question that talks through a variety of these things that you might be interested to look at. I'm just going to pop that into the local support channel for you. I think that there may be a number of ways around this. It does look like it would be nice to have the comma in there, but basically somebody is sort of describing particularly this issue, and then there are I mean there's a thing here about maybe more than a help. There's like this idea of having a collection and rendering a collection of things that Rails has. So there's kind of you know, there's an idea that rather than having, I mean, what we've got in the number of your approaches so far is that they've got loops in the view, and there's an argument to say that what we want to move towards is kind of, rather than having a loop, we're kind of doing this like we're rendering our partial to a collection of links, and then we're saying, you know, this is like the spaces between them, and sort of so that do you know what I mean when I say the logic? Like, so that if we've got if statements or loops in the view, that's sort of generally a bad sign. Sort of what we want to be able to do is sort of make the loop implicit by, you know, saying that we're going to do it with a collection and then working around it like that. So anyway, I think maybe is the thing, but there's clearly there's a number of different alternatives here. So maybe the thing to do is to look through them and see what you think.
Okay, I'll try then.
But it's interesting there that as you say, the way that you're saying that it did work there in that previous case when I wouldn't expect it to, because, well, the thing that may be different there is in terms of, like on line 47 on yours there, it's like what that collect operation is returning. So that collect operation there is going to return an array, which maybe then some commas can be inserted, and then maybe something about the way in which the Rails templates and everything are being interpreted makes it work. But if you come back to the latest code, or which I've got, your latest code here, in the new one, you've got render link categories, and render link categories, I guess it is also trying to return I guess what's happening there is there's something about the way in which the Rails engine underneath is operating that just sort of prevents that from being displayed. But yeah, as I say, I think we should push you towards maybe trying to use one of these. Have we got? There's a good reference for Rails render collection, because what we've got here is sort of a set of things, layouts and rendering. We've got collections in here. Control F, collection, rendering collections. There you go. 3.45. Can I link to that for you? Rendering using partials. Yeah, so I think, yeah, this, you've probably seen this before many times. So.
Yeah, I think that just when I'm using helper method, it's like treating sometimes this helper methods as a controller, and it's like, for example, if I put link to the helper method, then I don't get the HTML tags. I just get HTML tags inside a string, for example.
Yes, yes. So, and I think maybe what that's telling us is that's pushing us towards that what we should be doing is rendering a partial, you know, a partial collection. So that's this section here. Might be the thing. Of course, as usual, I might be barking up the wrong tree. But I think, yeah, I mean, and there's other things in that pull request. I think we could work on further. There's lots of interesting things going on there. But I think probably, because I've got this other meeting come up, we should leave it there for the moment, and I will I'll catch up with you this afternoon or later on Slack.
Okay, see you later.
Fantastic, thanks, stuff. And Puneet, yeah, I sent you a link to that thing if you want to help with that documentation and add any things or try again from scratch. That would be great. So, bye for now.
Bye bye.
Absolutely.
All right,
Bye.
cheers. Take care. Bye. Okay. I think we still got the WebKit server failed to start. Okay.